Welcome,
Top 5 English Podcast.
YouTube. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Top 5 English Podcast. My name is Hebe.
And I am Hinda. Today, we are going to talk about A1 English Listening Practice video. You can use this video to train your listening and comprehension as we speak. Are you ready?
I'm so ready and happy to have with you, Hinda, for this amazing English listening practice video.
Hello to our lovely and amazing listeners. We're really excited about today's episode. It's all about how to speak English fluently. This is something many learners ask. How can I speak without stopping? Or how can I talk smoothly, like native speakers?
Right. A lot of people know words and grammar, but when it's time to speak, often pause too much or get stuck. That's very common. Don't worry if that's you. Speaking fluently takes time, but there are real things you can do to improve. And today, we'll share some of the best tips and exercises to help you.
Exactly. So if you want to speak English more clearly and more naturally, stay with us. You'll learn how to train your brain, speak with confidence, and stop pausing all the time. Before we talk about how to fix the problem, let's first ask, why do people pause so much when speaking English?
Good question. One big reason is lack of confidence. People are afraid to make mistakes, so they pause and think too much. They're thinking, is this right? Will I sound silly? That slows everything down. And sometimes the fear of speaking makes their mind go blank, even if they know the words.
So far, we talked about how lack of confidence can cause pauses when speaking, but that's not the only reason. Another big reason is vocabulary gaps. When you don't know the word you want to say, your brain stops to search for it.
That's true. Imagine trying to tell a story, but you forget one key word. You pause, think hard, and maybe even give up. And that can make you feel nervous or frustrated. But remember, it's normal. We all forget words sometimes, even native speakers. The key is to keep going. Later in this episode, we'll give you tips to handle those moments better.
There's also another reason people pause: overthinking. Many learners try to translate everything from their language into English, but English grammar and word order can be very different. If you always translate, your brain works twice as hard. It's much better to start thinking in English. We'll talk more about that too.
And finally, let's not forget nervousness. Some people freeze when speaking to others, especially native speakers.
Oh yes, I've seen this a lot. When someone feels shy or under pressure, they forget words or can't speak clearly. So let's quickly review the 4 main reasons people pause are lack of confidence, vocabulary gaps, overthinking, and nervousness. Now that we know the problems, let's learn how to fix them in the next part.
So far, we talked about why people pause when they speak. Now let's talk about how to reduce those pauses and become more fluent. Let's start with one of the best techniques, thinking in English. Instead of translating from your native language, try to think directly in English. Exactly. When you translate, your brain works too slowly. First, it creates the sentence in your language, then it changes it to English. That takes time. But if you think in English, you save time and speak faster. For example, when you see a dog, don't think dog in your language first. Just think dog in English. A good way to practice this is by describing things around you in simple English. You can say, the sky is blue, or I see 2 people walking, or I am drinking coffee. You don't need to say it out loud. Just thinking in English helps train your brain to process English faster.
Another helpful track is using still words. Some learners think fillers are bad, but actually native speakers use them all the time. Right? Fillers like, well, you know, actually, so, or I mean, can give you a short moment to think without a long pause. For example, instead of saying nothing when you're unsure, you can say, well, I think it's a good idea, Or, I'm not really sure. These little words help keep the conversation moving and make you sound more natural.
Another powerful technique is shadowing. Have you heard of it?
Of course.
Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say, just like an echo. It helps you speak more smoothly. You can do this with videos, podcasts, or audiobooks. Just play a short sentence, pause it, and try to say it exactly the same way. Over time, your brain will get used to speaking quickly and with less hesitation. It's like a fun workout for your speaking skills. So far, we've shared 3 powerful techniques: thinking in English, using filler words, and practicing shadowing. Now, let's talk about one more important idea. Stop trying to be perfect.
That's so true, hey bae. Many learners pause because they want to save the perfect sentence. But in real conversations, perfection is not the goal. Communication is. When you speak, the goal is to share your message. It's okay if you make small grammar mistakes or forget a word. People will still understand you. And if you forget a word, try to explain it in a simple way. For example, if you forget the word refrigerator, you can say the machine that keeps food cold. That's a great track. This helps keep the conversation going. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become, even with small mistakes.
So let's quickly review the 4 techniques to help you speak more fluently. 1. Think in English, not your native language. 2. Use filler words to give yourself thinking time. 3. Practice shadowing to improve speed and rhythm. 4. Don't try to be perfect. Just keep talking and explaining.
It is great summary. Now let's go one step deeper. We've talked about helpful techniques, but let's talk about how to train your brain to respond faster when speaking English.
That's important. A slow brain means slow speech. But the good news is you can train your brain to think and react faster, just like training a muscle.
Exactly. And coming up next, we'll share some easy methods to do that. Stay with us. Now it's time to talk about how to train your brain to speak faster and more fluently. When your brain works faster, our speaking becomes smoother.
The first step is to grow your vocabulary. But don't just learn single words, learn full phrases or sentence patterns.
Exactly. For example, instead of only learning the word opinion, learn the phrase, in my opinion. That way, when you speak, the whole phrase comes out naturally.
Other useful patterns are, I think that, or one of my favorites is, or I'm not sure, but. These phrases help you speak without stopping to build a sentence.
Another great method is active listening. That means listening carefully to English and paying attention to how people speak, their words, grammar, and rhythm.
You can listen to English podcasts, YouTube videos, or audiobooks. While listening, try to guess what the speaker will say next. That trains your brain to think ahead.
This is called conversation prediction. For example, if someone says, "My favorite food is," your brain can quickly guess something like pizza or rice.
That's a fun exercise. And there's more. You can also try imitating native speakers. Pick someone from a movie or a podcast and try to copy how they speak. Imitation helps you improve your speaking speed, rhythm, and even pronunciation. It's like being an actor, but an English actor.
Let's review how to train your brain for faster speech. 1. Learn phrases, not just words. 2. Listen actively and try to guess what comes next. 3. Practice conversation prediction. 4. Imitate native speakers. These steps will make your brain faster and your English will become smoother and more fluent. Up next, we'll share some fun and simple exercises you can do every day to practice speaking fluently.
Now that we know how to train our brain, let's talk about some practical speaking exercises. These are fun and easy, and you can do them every day to become more fluent.
The first one is the 1-minute speaking challenge. It's very simple. Choose a topic and speak about it for 1 full minute without stopping.
Even if you make mistakes, don't worry. The goal is to keep talking. You can start with easy topics like my day, my favorite food, or my hobby.
And if 1 minute feels too long, start with 30 seconds. Then slowly build up your time. This will help you think faster and think faster at the same time.
Another great activity is story retelling. Listen to a short story, podcast clip, or a movie scene. Then try to retell it in your own words. This helps you practice vocabulary, grammar, and fluency all at once. It also makes your brain work hard in a good way. Here's another fun idea: speed conversation practice. You can do this with a friend or even alone. Just set a timer for 2 minutes and talk about a topic quickly without stopping. If you don't have a speaking partner, talk to yourself in the mirror or ask yourself questions like, "What did I do today?" and answer them out loud.
You can also use speech-to-text apps on your phone. Just speak and the app will write what you say. Then you can see if your pronunciation is clear. So let's review the 4 exercises. 1, 1-minute speaking challenge. 2, say story retelling. 3, speed conversation practice. 4, use speech-to-text apps for feedback. These simple exercises are super effective, and the more you do them, the more fluent and confident you'll become.
In our final part, we'll talk about how your mindset affects fluency and how to build more confidence when you speak.
Welcome to the final part of today's episode. Now that we've shared techniques and exercises, let's talk about something very important: your mindset. Mindset can change everything. Even if you know a lot of words and grammar, you might still pause or feel afraid if your mindset isn't strong. The first mindset shift is simple but powerful. Mistakes are part of learning. Don't be afraid to make them.
Exactly. Many people pause because they're scared of saying something wrong. But making mistakes is how you grow. Even native speakers make mistakes. What matters most is communication. If people understand you, that's a success.
Right. The second mindset is focus on communication, not perfection. Fluency doesn't mean speaking perfectly. It means speaking clearly and with flow. So if your sentence isn't perfect, that's okay. If the listener understands you, you're doing great. The third mindset is speak with confidence. Even if you're not sure, smile, use body language, and believe in yourself. When you speak with energy and a smile, people pay attention to your message, not your small mistakes.
Now here's your challenge. Choose one technique or exercise we share today and try it this week. You'll be surprised how fast your fluency can improve when you practice a little every day.
Thanks for listening to the Top 5 English Podcast. We're so proud of you. And do not forget subscribe, like, and share it. See you next episode for tomorrow.